He is married, he made vows, he built a life with someone else, and still, no matter how much he tries to silence it, he cannot let go of you. This is the contradiction that feels both intoxicating and unbearable. It leaves you asking why. Why does he hold on when he already belongs to another? Why does he return again and again, even when he knows the cost? Carl Jung believed that the psyche is not rational, it is symbolic. It follows the currents of the unconscious, not the laws of logic. A man can be married, committed, and yet still feel a pull toward someone who awakens a part of him that his current life has silenced. This pull is not about you being better, more beautiful, or more worthy than his wife. It is about what you represent in his unconscious. The truth is that when he cannot let go, it is not because of you as a person. It is because you carry the projection of what he is missing in himself. You become the mirror for his unlived life, his forgotten desires, his buried vitality. That is why he clings. That is why you feel unforgettable. Think about it. In his marriage, he may play the role of stability, responsibility, routine. He may provide, he may stay, but a part of him feels asleep. Then you arrive, you awaken something. It may be his freedom, his desire, his vulnerability, or his creativity. Suddenly, in your presence, he feels alive again. The unconscious does not care about vows or logic. It only knows aliveness. And so, even though he is married, he cannot let go of you. This is not romance. This is not destiny. It is the unconscious crying out for balance. Jung taught that what we repress does not disappear. It waits. It waits in the shadow until the right person comes along to carry it. And when that person appears, the pull is magnetic. He is not drawn to you alone. He is drawn to the parts of himself that he abandoned, now projected onto you. This is why it feels so intense. Because projection is powerful. It makes you feel larger than life, more significant than you ever imagined. You sense his obsession, his longing, his inability to release you. It flatters and it confuses. You ask yourself, what does this mean? But to understand it, you must see beyond the surface. His attachment is not a statement about your worth. It is a reflection of his inner wound. Jung explained that when we are unable to let go of someone, it is because they symbolize something essential that we have not yet integrated. For him, you may symbolize freedom. You may symbolize passion. You may symbolize the feminine soul that his marriage no longer awakens. You may symbolize the part of himself that longs to feel real again. You are not just you. You are his unconscious speaking through you. The danger, of course, is that you begin to believe that his inability to let go means you are the one, that you hold a special power, that fate has tied you together. But this is where you must be careful, because what he cannot let go of may not be you at all. It may be the lost part of himself that he sees in you. And if you confuse his projection for love, you may lose yourself in a story that was never truly yours. Look at how he behaves. Married men who cannot let go often oscillate between intensity and withdrawal. They confess how alive they feel with you, then retreat back to the safety of their marriage. They speak of how different you are, how much you matter, how unforgettable you are, and yet they do not leave. This contradiction is not about you. It is about his inability to face his own unconscious. He wants the aliveness you bring without the cost of dismantling his life. Jung wrote that the shadow contains everything we deny. For him, you are part of that shadow. You hold the pieces he pretends do not exist. That is why he both desires you and fears you. He cannot let go, but he also cannot fully embrace. And this tension keeps you both trapped in a cycle of longing without resolution. Ask yourself honestly, does his inability to let go truly honor you, or does it use you as the vessel for his unfinished work? Because if a man is truly ready for intimacy, he does not cling in secret. He does not hold on while keeping you in the shadows of his double life. He steps forward into the light. He chooses. He commits. Without that, his holding on is not a gift. It is a burden placed on your shoulders. The fastest way to see through the illusion is to notice how you feel in his presence. Do you feel expanded, or do you feel hidden? Do you feel chosen, or do you feel tolerated? Do you feel loved, or do you feel borrowed? If you are honest, you will see that what he cannot let go of is not you. It is the way he feels when he is with you, and feelings alone do not build a life. Jung believed that relationships are alchemical. They transform us, but only when we face them with consciousness. If you allow yourself to become the secret he cannot release, you will slowly be transformed. into a shadow as well. You will begin to deny your own needs, your own dignity, your own wholeness. You will believe that his longing is proof of love. But longing without action is not love. It is avoidance dressed as passion. This is why you must see clearly. His marriage is not your responsibility. His inability to let go is not your destiny. His projection is not your identity. What matters is how you respond. Will you let yourself be consumed by a role in his unfinished story? Or will you choose to step back into your own life? You do not need to be the secret he clings to in the dark. You were not born to be a symbol of his shadow. You were born to be seen in the light of truth. And the truth is this: when a man is married but cannot let go, it reveals not the depth of his love for you, but the depth of his disconnection from himself. This is the beginning of clarity, and clarity is the beginning of freedom. Before we continue, if you've ever wanted to understand the hidden patterns that make some connections impossible to release, the Jung Method can help. The link is pinned in the first comment. He is married, and yet he cannot let go. To understand this, you must see not just the man, but the unconscious forces pulling the strings. Jung taught that the psyche is guided by archetypes, energies older than our personal stories. When he holds on to you, it is not only personal desire, it is archetypal resonance. You have awakened something ancient in him, something he thought was lost. This is why it feels magnetic. When two psyches recognize each other at this depth, time collapses. He looks at you and feels decades of numbness suddenly vanish. He feels young again, alive again, real again. But remember, what he feels is about his own soul being stirred. You did not create this, you triggered it. And because he does not understand it, he clings to you as if you were the cure. The truth is harder. You are not the cure. You are the mirror. You reflect the part of him he refuses to face in his marriage. And until he has the courage to face it, he will keep circling you, unable to let go, unable to fully stay. This is the trap of projection. It makes the other person carry the weight of what we have denied in ourselves. So what does this mean for you? It means you must be awake. His longing may feel like flattery, but it is also a burden. He cannot release you because he cannot release himself. He is married, not only to his wife, but to his own patterns, his own fear of change, his own comfort in half-truths. And as long as he remains there, you become the outlet, not the partner. Jung explained that the anima, the inner feminine in a man, often appears projected onto women he finds magnetic. When he cannot let go of you, it may be because you embody the qualities of his anima: creativity, vitality, passion, emotional depth. His marriage may no longer mirror these qualities, so he finds them in you. But here is the painful truth: he is not loving you. He is loving his anima through you. This is why his words feel both intoxicating and hollow. He says he cannot stop thinking about you. He says you make him feel alive. He says no one else understands him like you do. But when it comes time to act, to choose, to leave behind what no longer fits, he retreats. He goes back to his marriage, his routine, his comfort. Because the anima is safe as long as it remains projected outward. To truly integrate it would demand transformation. And transformation terrifies him, so he clings. He holds on with words, with gestures, with longing, but not with action. And here is where you must ask yourself, is this connection giving you life, or is it draining yours? Because a man who cannot let go is not necessarily a man who can truly love. Connection without commitment is not intimacy. Desire without responsibility is not love. And longing without truth is not freedom. Jung believed that wholeness is the goal of the psyche, and any connection that pulls you into someone else's shadow is ultimately asking you to face your own. Why are you still here? Why are you allowing yourself to be the one he cannot release? What does it awaken in you to be chosen in secret? These are not easy questions, but they are the questions that lead you back to yourself. Because the deeper truth is this: if he cannot let go of you, maybe you cannot let go of him either. Maybe you too are holding on to the fantasy, to the projection, to the intoxicating belief that his inability to release you means you are special. But specialness without truth is just another trap. Imagine instead turning inward. Imagine asking, what part of you longs to be seen, longs to be chosen, longs to be set free? That part of you is where the real healing begins. He cannot give it to you, because it was never his to give. The unconscious creates these bonds, not to give us the happily ever after we imagine, but to wake us up, to make us confront what we have denied, to push us into growth, He cannot let go of you because you are the doorway to his unlived life, and you cannot let go of him because he is the mirror of yours. But the doorway does not mean you must walk through it with him. The mirror does not mean you must live inside it. The fastest way to reclaim yourself is to see clearly. He is married. He is unavailable. He is divided. And until he chooses to face himself, he cannot truly choose you. His inability to release you is not proof of love. It is proof of avoidance. And you deserve more than to be the vessel for someone else's avoidance. So the question is not why he cannot let go. The question is why you are still holding space for him to hold you. What part of you believes this is all you deserve? Because once you answer that, the spell begins to break. You no longer see his obsession as romance. You see it as a mirror of his emptiness. And you no longer see your waiting as loyalty. You see it as self-abandonment. Jung taught that freedom begins when the shadow is faced. And in this moment, the shadow is clear. He cannot let go of you because he cannot let go of the unlived parts of himself. But you can let go. You can let go of the fantasy, the projection, the half-life of being chosen in secret. You can choose to return to yourself. And in doing so, you will discover what he never could. That real love does not cling in darkness. It walks in the light. So if you feel his grip on your soul, remember this. You are not the cure for his emptiness. You are not the keeper of his anima. You are not the secret he needs to feel alive. You are your own soul, whole and radiant. And the moment you see that, the moment you return to yourself, his hold will loosen. Because his power was never his. It was the part of you that forgot who you are, and now you remember. Asterisk. There is something important to understand about why he cannot let go. It is not only about the bond between you, but also about the inner war inside him. Jung believed that every man carries two lives, the one he lives on the surface, and the one waiting underneath. His marriage may represent the surface life, built on duty, tradition, and appearances. But you represent the hidden life, the one that carries passion, freedom, and truth. He holds on to you because you awaken the life he secretly wishes he had the courage to live. But here lies the tragedy. Most men never cross that threshold. They want the feeling without the responsibility. They want the spark without dismantling the structure. They want the dream without confronting the cost. So he stays suspended, tied to two worlds, unable to fully belong to either. And you, caught in that tension, feel both chosen and rejected at the same time. You deserve more than that. A real connection cannot live in half-light. It needs the courage of exposure, the courage of choice. If he cannot offer that, then what he calls love is really escape. Escape from his own emptiness, his own dissatisfaction, his own shadow. And if you stay, you become part of that escape, not the woman he truly honors, but the mirror he uses to avoid himself. The unconscious is powerful, but it is not cruel. It reveals these patterns so that you can grow. His inability to release you is an invitation for you to release yourself. Release the belief that being unforgettable in secret is enough. Release the illusion that his obsession is proof of destiny. Release the fantasy that clinging equals love. Because when you step back into your own center, everything changes. The grip loosens, the spell breaks, and what once felt magnetic begins to look heavy. What once felt flattering begins to feel unfair. You see clearly that you were never meant to be the secret he protects at night. You were meant to be the truth that walks in daylight. And when you choose that truth, you discover something deeper than his hold on you. You discover your own. The power to let go. The power to heal. The power to love without hiding. And that is a connection stronger than any forbidden bond. The connection to yourself.